What's up, world? I'm your host, APOC.
And I'm Doc.
And we are the Rational Dudes. So, Doc, let me know if you heard about Bill O'Reilly and what he said in response to Michelle Obama's speech. Yes or no?
No. What this man got to say?
So basically, you know Bill O'Reilly. He's a terrible person. He doesn't deserve to be on TV. Terrible human being. So, during Michelle Obama's speech, she said, and I quote, "I wake up every morning in a house that was built by slaves, and I watch my daughters, two beautiful, intelligent black young women, playing with their dogs on the White House lawn." Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he takes that part of the speech and he replies to it. And you know Bill O'Reilly. So he took what she said and he acknowledged that she was right, but he says that the slaves were well taken care of and they were fed good and had decent lodgings. So it's not really that big of a deal. So instead of him just staying silent about it, I mean, like, why even comment on this? He had to try to emphasize that the slaves were taken care of, so it's not really that big of a deal. They were just doing decent work.
Okay. One, they were slaves. There's nothing decent about that.
Nothing.
At all. I don't even know what makes Mr. Bill O'Reilly speak on anything ever again. Why would he even open his mouth just to that part solely? Of course. Thanks, Bill. Good job. Apparently, the slaves were well taken care of and fed. 2, them being taken care of. How? By being enslaved and forced to do something? Because I bet you if they didn't feel like building that damn place, they would have got a whole bunch of whips, lashes, and deaths.
This guy he's amazing. The shit that he's able to say on TV and get away with it's just amazing. Like, you had no business even commenting on that. But you decide to do it, and you decide to take the one part about slaves and basically tell America, well, it wasn't that bad. She's making it seem like it was worse than it is. Like, what?
3, slavery. One of the biggest issues in this world. One of the biggest issues that we dealt with in America, and in some form of way we're still dealing with now. Why would you say that? It's not a big deal. Oh well, fuck it. You know. Oh, fuck it. They were good. We fed them well. Like, what?
Their backs will heal.
Like, somewhere down his family tree, they must have owned some slaves.
Yeah, definitely.
For the fact that him to even have to just talk about just that part, there's a reason why she said that. There's a reason why she said that, because obviously I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people that thought that would have been impossible for them to be the owners of that house.
Mm-hmm.
And to have her African American daughters raised in that home, that makes a big difference. And honestly, he's crazy. This is Bill O'Reilly we're talking about. He makes no sense. He talks out of his ass, and that's just what Bill does.
Yeah, so after he says this, he just gets hammered on all social media by every form of person. I read one comment and they said, "Try slavery, Bill. Let us know how good the food is while you wear chains." That really cracked me up. But fucking Bill O'Reilly. Go ahead.
You telling me that there's a way for it to be okay because you're being fed? Like slavery. You weren't forced to build the house. he makes no complete sense. Like, I'm so glad I didn't hear about this, because now I'm gonna go on Twitter and I'm gonna say some shit.
You're gonna be one of the millions cussing this dude out. And you know, he's the same guy that every time something bad happens, it's always, you know, the black people's fault, the thugs and all, you know how they go. Fox News. So then I was watching Conan O'Brien, and his remarks to it was, leave it to Fox News to provide a fair and balanced view of slavery. And so not only is it Bill O'Reilly that's saying it, he's got a couple other, you know, people like him that are, you know, coming to his defense about the subject. Talking about, there was this one guy, he said something to the fact of, anytime someone talks about slavery, or he even said the Holocaust, you have to make it sound like you're extremely against it and this is the worst thing in the world. These were his words. But then he said, anytime you speak of it from a different view, you're automatically some terrible person.
So you're for slavery? Cause either you're for it or you're against it. You only got a couple choices. And then if you just say, it doesn't matter to me, it can happen or not happen, that basically saying you for it. So where they do that at?
Only on Fox News, man. That's got to be one station that you just don't watch, because the ignorance on that channel of all the people who talk on it, it's just it's preposterous. It's crazy. How does this man stay on TV after saying something like that? But then you got people on Facebook who say something way less offensive and get fired from their jobs. So, Fox News.
Yeah, that's Fox News, and Bill O'Reilly is famous for that. I'm still mad at you, Bill. I still remember that hip hop remarks. Okay, I'm down for the hip hop. I don't mess with you, Bill. All right. When I see you in the streets, I'm gonna say some unkind words.
Fuck that! I'm gonna uppercut you.
Nah, because I ain't getting sued or shot.
Hey, he sue me, he just gonna incur some debt. He gonna actually lose money for suing me.
Man,
Judge gonna be like, well, Bill, you won this case, but you just won $20,000 in debt. Congratulations.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's an idiot. There was the FDA. For a long time, they never really considered taking gay or bisexual men's blood, due to originally they put an attentional risk of getting AIDS and virus in blood, right? And it infuriated so many people, and obviously that's just wrong in its whole, right? So all of the Democrats in Congress, they basically put them under pressure, and now they want to start the official reconsideration of its policy, because if you're a gay or bisexual man, you're not allowed to give blood. They don't want to accept that. Makes no sense. There's so many people in this world that need blood transfusion, gay or not. I mean, it's not my thing, but gay or not, we all got blood, and it all has to be tested before it gets put in somebody else anyways.
So this applies to women too, right?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
How the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah. Just men. Just gay.
So just
bisexual
gay and
men.
Bisexual men can't give blood, but gay and bisexual women can. Yeah. The FDA, they must smoke crack on breaks or something, because that shit makes no sense.
No, because they're the Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah,
That's also, just what they do.
They're also the lovers of crack cocaine, obviously, because they make no fucking sense.
I don't get it. Like I said, it's not my thing, and but you know, people are still people. I could not believe it that they had the nerve to sit there and still not even try to consider that. And I guess it all becomes in light because of the Orlando massacre that happened.
Oh.
And honestly, that just goes to show whether you're gay or straight, that still makes no sense. Oh, because it's a higher risk. Before you put that blood in anyone, you're going to check it. So why? You know?
Yeah.
If you're an openly gay or bisexual man, that's not going down like that with the FDA.
Yeah, I remember when the Orlando thing happened. I remember there was a bunch of people just outraged. A bunch of gay people, gay and bisexual people, came to, donate blood to help the victims of Orlando, and they found out they couldn't even donate. And I think that's probably one of the big signs that led for this to get turned around, because it honestly makes no sense, especially to the fact that women could do it but men can't.
Yeah.
And being any sexually active person, you're already at a risk. And on top of that, they check your blood before they put your blood into somebody else. So what the hell is the issue? I think that's just like, caveman type of thinking that was put into place a long time ago, because being gay a long time ago was really just something just outlandish.
Yeah.
So, so there's some things that need to be overturned and rethought about, especially involving that.
Yeah, and I think that's where they're at now, because I mean, you got to remember before they were screening HIV for blood and blood donations, over 14,000 people got infected with HIV through blood transfusions. And most of them were children, because when you come out the womb and you have all those birth issues, they're gonna, if they have a higher chance to live, they're gonna get first chance at blood. And a lot of kids have HIV not even because they had sex, because they had blood transfusion before they were doing that check. But that screening should have been in place. So now there's a lot of people that have to, luckily for medicine, but it's still expensive and everything, that things change. But you're right. Some of these topics that were dead, 50 odd years ago, need to be reconsidered now in this day and age. And I just think it's still wrong.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy to just think about the thought process of people all them years ago. Like 50 years ago, you seeing a gay person would have been just one of the most craziest things you've probably seen on earth. And now it's just openly accepted. That's just people. And those people deserve to have every right that every other person has. What does their sexual orientation have to do with you? Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They should be able to do anything you're able to do, because we're all humans. And this goes for, many of subjects about people's rights and all that. We're all just humans.
Exactly. And honestly, I could see them screening, because they always are going to screen for people who are drug users and injecting drugs, and people who've recently gotten tattoos, and people that travel from like Africa or certain areas, right? I could see why they're going to screen those people, why they ask these questions. But if you're an openly gay person, they won't accept your blood from the get-go. They won't take it. They won't even prick a needle in you, knowing that these days they test for Hep B, Hep C, HIV, all that. They won't even take your blood.
That's just ridiculous.
And now I think, like you said, with these new things coming along, some old topics are being recognized, and I'm actually kind of happy that they are. You know, obviously with that FDA being in there, that gay blood ban, with that being lifted or being consideration of being lifted, shows that this world is changing.
Yeah, slowly but surely it is. I mean, the gay marriage thing is just, you know, it's becoming widely accepted everywhere now. So, you know, now two men get to experience the tragedy of marriage together.
Yeah, not my thing. Don't do it.
Run.
All it means is you ain't gonna have no sex, and you just gonna argue all the time, and it's gonna be harder to just break up.
Yep, and if you break up, they taking half your shit. Welcome to the madhouse.
Even if you ain't got nothing, they gonna take it. If all you had was a couch or a chair, taking half of it.
They gonna cut it in half.
They gonna Medea your ass.
Welcome to the madhouse, gay people. This is. Are you not entertained? Is this not what you asked for?
Is this not what you asked for?
I feel sorry for y'all, cause. Anyways, tell me you've seen the video of the hero cop saving that woman and her 3 kids from the woman's boyfriend.
Kids? No. Let me know. What
so basically, a cop gets a call that there was some shots fired at a house. So when he pulls up, he sees another cop behind a tree with his gun drawn, and apparently the boyfriend shot his girlfriend, and the girlfriend was outside bleeding out. She was kind of in front of a car, but the guy was still shooting. So the guy was in a shootout with the other cop. So the cop jumps out. He backs the other cop up. He hears the woman screaming that she's been shot. He runs through the active fire, snatches her off the floor, drags her to safety. As he's dragging her, she's screaming that my kids are still in there. My kids are still in there. So he drags her to safety with his gun drawn. All of this is on body cam. With his gun drawn, he drags her to safety. Somehow the guy must have got hit or something from the other cop, because then he runs into the backyard and one by one grabs all 3 of the kids and gets them out as they're screaming and crying that the guy shot their mom and stuff. They're little kids. They have to be, you know, like 7 to 23 months was the ages of the 3 children.
Oh my gosh.
And so he gets the kids out, he gets the mom out, and then they eventually get the guy. And towards the end of the video, he walks up to the other sheriff and he taps him on the shoulder. He's like, "You okay, buddy? That was scary." And it's a real inspirational video to show you what type of people are actually on the police force compared to all the negative things that you see daily. It's things like this that you don't get to see, and once you see it just gives you a different sense of all the problems that go on in this world, and you really realize how much the media tries to throw fuel on fires that don't even need to be lit.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure to check that out and go post that link into the description. But that is crazy. But you know what? It's these body cams. They revealing everything. I feel like they really are showing the police work of the good and the bad. You can't hide it when there's a 24-hour camera running on you throughout your shift.
Yeah, definitely. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
So this all happened in Florida, and the cop's name was Deputy Justin Ferrari. So, we know what's crazy about that? There's a lot of crap happening in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every time you turn on the news, there's something else in Florida. I mean, the Orlando thing was in Florida. This is in Florida. There's a couple other news articles. If you just look up Florida, you will see that Florida is full of craziness. And that happens to be the home of Disney World. So I don't understand what's going on in Florida. get your shit together.
That happens. That just makes a big difference, huh? Disney World's there.
Yeah.
No, but that's crazy. I can't believe it. So it was the husband that was the husband just started shooting up.
Yeah,
oh
man.
That's crazy.
I just don't understand how you could be in the land of happiness and magical stuff and fairies and princesses and you shooting people.
Because America.
Yeah, welcome to America, y'all. America.
This is where it's at. All right, guys. Well, you know what? Thank you for tuning in. We love all the support. I'll make sure to post a couple of the links and the videos in the description. Go ahead and reach out to us. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at The Rational Dudes. We do have our Twitter accounts up. It'll be The Rational Dudes APOC, The Rational Dudes Doc. Reach out to us. Any topics that you guys may want to hear us speak on, reach out to us. We love all the support. All right.
And make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Peace.